right, look, you got your first problem. We're now going to actually find the missing length. Round it to the nearest tenth or hundred. You can give me 1 or 2 decimal places. Do not round up to the integer, though, okay? All right, so look, we got to do our SOHCAHTOA. So, SOHCAHTOA. Okay, you have to know the angle you're focused on. So, look, do you notice that's a 90, that's a 34, and this angle is missing? So, like, kind of duh. My acute angle would be the 34 degrees because that's the only degree I'm given, right? You don't use the 90. Okay, so 34 is my degree, so that means X is my opposite, this is adjacent, and this is hypotenuse. So this is where your labeling comes into play, which is essential and crucial. Okay, so now what? Only one of these is going to be able to give me X. Now, I'm going to write all 3 of them because I'm the teacher. You only have to write one of them. Okay, so look. Remember, the first letter is the left side of the proportion. So sine of 34 degrees, I'm going to look for cosine of 34 degrees, and I'm going to look for the tangent of 34 degrees. Okay. One of them only works. Okay, the second and the third letter is your numerator, denominator, numerator, denominator, numerator, denominator. So OH is X over 19. AH, I got nothing there. There's nothing. And I have 19. And tangent is X, and then there's nothing. It's blank. Notice how A has nothing? No marking, no variable, no number. Okay, you cannot put nothing into a calculator, right? You gotta solve. So, because of that nothing, since A has no label of a value or a variable, A is out of the question. You cannot use any of the trig function that uses a side adjacent. And so, this is CAH, out. TOA, out. And so, sine is the winner. So, you don't have to write your 3 proportions. You should automatically know which side is blank. The A is blank. So, these 2 are out. And I already know I can't use these because I can't put nothing into a calculator. You can't put blank. So, this is the only trig proportion I can use. Okay, so now let's get to this part and see where your comfortability is. If you're good with the calculator and you're fine with loading everything up, you're going to cross product. So I'm going to multiply these 2. Now, the 19 should go in the front. Here is why. If you put it in the back, if I go, okay, so this is the right answer, 19 sine 34. Okay, I should get 10.62. But if I put the 34 in the back, I'm not getting that answer. So this is where you have to practice with the calculator. Here's what the problem is. You had to have closed the 34 degrees. What you told the calculator to do is take the sine of 600, 700 degrees. It did 34 times 19 degrees, and then it took the sine of that. So if you contain the degree, then multiply the side length, now we get the right answer. Okay, so to avoid that, I tell you guys when you're multiplying and you're doing the cross product property, just put it in the front just in case you forget to close a parenthesis and you get the right answer. Okay, all right, what if you're not into loading up the calculator? By the way, we're done. Okay, if you have one of the other calculators and you don't feel comfortable loading it up, you can grab your calculator and say, I would much rather first figure out what the sine of 34 is. Like, I'm good at that. Let me do it in parts. Then sine of 34 degrees is 56 hundredths. So now if you feel comfortable here, now you can go ahead and cross product, CPP, And so what's 19 times 56/100ths? And I get 1064. And so you can see it's only 2/100ths of a difference. And so that's why I said when I do the keys for quizzes and tests, you guys are given a grace of like digits because you can do it in parts or you can load the calculator. And so I have the answers there. Yeah? Okay. Yeah. Yes. Do the next one. Okay, which part? Because you're not the only one. The 088? Okay, so, all right, so see how they give you this angle 34. That's the angle that you're focused on. So your opposite adjacent hypotenuse is going to focus off that 34 degrees. So where's your O to the 34? X. And so this is your O, this is your A, this is your hypotenuse. And so your next question is, which side is blank? The A. There's nothing there. So you cannot use A. It's not going to help you on the calculator. So when you now see SOHCAHTOA, if A is crossed out because it's blank, you cannot put a blank in the calculator, and that's why sine wins. And then that's when you take, okay, the sine of that degree is O over H. And now you go ahead and multiply. Now, you're going to hit a division one, and that's 12, so I'm going to get that set up. Do I just keep with the long video? Just keep going? Yeah. Good times roll it. Okay, so look, this is my angle. So this is O, adjacent hypotenuse. Yeah? Okay, which letter is blank? The O, the A, or the H? Right. The O. This is crossed out. So if you guys look at SOHCAHTOA, if the O is crossed out, which is my winner? Sine, cosine, or tangent? No. Not sine, it'd be cosine. Okay, see how O is crossed out because it's blank? You cannot use the O in a calculator because it's blank. So sine and tangent are out because they both have the letter O, which is opposite. We say O, but it's opposite. So cosine's your winner, so you're going to get cosine of 56 degrees is A 17 over X, and now X is a denominator, and that's terrible. We don't want the variable as a denominator. We want it as a numerator. So if you guys understand the cross product property, if you guys can multiply diagonally, you can also switch diagonally or swap. And so these two positions can swap. Okay, if you don't buy into that, let's do an easy problem. 2, 3x, right? We'll make it 8. Okay, you guys know you can multiply and get 2x is equal to 8, right? But then what are you going to do with the 2? Divide it. And so where is it going to go? To the bottom. And so now you're left with x is equal to 8 over 2, which would give us 4. But see how x went to the top and then you divided out that coefficient and it went to the bottom? So you can go ahead and multiply and divide, or you can just say, let's one-step it, swap the positions. You're still following your math laws. Okay, so here you swap it. Now you can get your calculator, you hit the fraction button, 17 is on top, cosine is on the bottom. Okay, let's get rejected. I'm going to get rejected because I don't close that parentheses. So if I hit equal, rejection. You got to go back. It's sensitive. It wants closure. You got to close it. And then you get 30.4, and that's your answer. And so if you want to do it in parts, if you would rather take the cosine of 56 and 0.56, And then you guys are like, okay, now I'm going to go ahead and swap it. If that makes you feel better, by all means, what's 17 divided by 56 hundredths? You can't see. And you get 30.35 or 30.4. So you get about the same answer. Okay, so if x is on top, you're multiplying. If x is on the bottom, you're dividing. You're gonna have a division in your ratio. Yeah, you're gonna have division in your ratio. That goes here. Yeah. Oh, you're fine. You're just hiding. Okay, shut it off. This is gonna be like an 18-minute video, 20-minute video. Can I turn it off? What time is it now? Oh my gosh.